What's up, Merica? How y'all doing? Welcome to Blather at episode 152 or 53, 151, 150. I think they took 151 off the market, which was a rum. It was a Bacardi 151, and it was killing people. And I was almost one of them on New Year's 2017. Hi, everybody. It's weird to start the show that way, especially because tonight, woo! I hope King Sport Cow shows up because we're celebrating his birthday. Belated a little bit later on. Oh, there he is. There he is. Let's get this over with. No, Cow, we're not going to get this over with. We're going to get this started. Jared, the TIE Pilot, says you can get 151 from many makers. Woo! Woo! I got so many 151 stories. Have you all ever had Tawaka? Have you ever had Tawaka? I love Tawaka. It's like almost like a liqueur. It tastes like a little like caramel. And I once was doing Tawaka shots with a friend at a party. Paul Duracell, he's a former Knapsack Files guest, great guy. And I left, and then I came back to the kitchen, and Paul was still doing Tawaka. And I left, and I came back, and then Paul was in the bushes in his underpants. True story. Nothing bad had happened. He just decided to take a nap in the bushes. Oh, what a great time. So we have got... David Mackay's got wordplay. David Mackay is one of my favorites, of course. Solid beard from across the pond. Since I don't drive, so I have to walk everywhere. All right, we could ban him. We could ban David Mackay from our country. We'll go from our country, which is they're just scooping people up off the street now. You concerned? Yeah, you can be concerned. I don't know if tonight's going to be super political, even though I did put the thumbnail, Pete Hegseth taking a shot, probably just some water at a press conference. That's all. I'm just saying for legal reasons. But the story goes on. I got nothing more to add. We're going to talk more about it on Anytime tomorrow. Nothing going on with Signalgate is surprising, meaning they sat in front of Congress at a hearing and lied, which is fascinating to me. When we've all been in those situations. Kenny, did you take the cookie? I did not take the cookie. And you took the cookie. It's fascinating psychology to me when someone just lies. But under oath, did Tulsi Gabbard perjure herself? I sure as hell hope so. But it's been nothing surprising, including the Republican playbook of, we all make mistakes. Those weren't warplanes. We just said when our fighter's going to launch what they're going to do. That's not plans. That's not war plans. Come on. Okay. Big show tonight. I'm going to introduce something called the Clip Club. Stay tuned for that. We are going to have a big show, top of the big segment, top of the show, top of the hour. What am I trying to say? 6 p.m., 1800 hours here in the West Coast. We're going to do the Blather bracket, our first ever Blather bracket. What I love about this is any radio show or podcast that's of a community live vibe worth their weight in gold has like a March Madness thing. Right? And I say that like in a good way. Like it's what you need to have. We've got a great one. Producer Steve has done a lot of hard work, more than I would ever do, to put together the first ever Blather bracket 2025 movie scene bracket. It's going to be great. I'm excited for this. Also calls. We got 60 seconds of science. Addie's worked up some stuff as always. Is there going to be hope in the science? I don't know. Also happy to announce that on Saturday's show, we'll be live Saturday this week, normal. Early next week, at least normal. Maybe one more week of normal shows until maybe some of my life schedule changes. But I say that often, and it never ends up happening, which is good, but also bad. Brandon Hanna. Going to return to the show on Saturday. He's been out living life. And on Saturday, we're going to have renewable energy myths with Brandon Hanna on Saturday. A lot of people checking in here, including Tully with a great super chat. Tully says, Ken, I've had a musical awakening. At 36 years old, I finally discovered the Tragically Hip through their SNL performance of Grace 2. Amazing. I love the Tragically Hip. I do not know them. song by song, album by album. I just know them from my time in radio in the 90s. They had a song I loved called Ahead by a Century. Is that the name of it? Is that the name of it? Tragically, I wish I had some glasses on here to do the, like Chuck Schumer, Tragically Hip, Ahead by a Century. It's the name of the song. Yes. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to add that to my Pop Rockin' Radio for this week. I did some Pop Rockin' Radio work right now, live on air. Good Canadian band. Love the hip. When I first met Dave Foley of Kids in the Hall, an event, just doing a, hey, big fan, but he was on a show that a friend of mine was on, so just kind of, hey, how you doing? Matt's friend, blah, blah, blah. I said, hey, you're Tragically Hip. And he was like, oh, Tragically Hip. So anytime you see a Canadian, just mention the Tragically Hip. In fact, let's test it right now. Hey, Adam, it's Tragically Hip? Yeah? You like the Tragically Hip? There you go. Adam's up there in near Winnipeg? I don't know. Clip Club. News radio was my jam, says King Sport Com. Clip Club. I've been meaning to get to this here. One of the things I like saying is be honest and ask for help. I've had the last 4 months have been a big challenge for me, as you all know, and I talk about probably way too much publicly, but it's been a tough time. But some people are very generous. Some people have responded to calls for help. I'm talking about family, friends, even some of you in this community, just being here and being part of the show and all those things. And one of the things I've discovered is it's sometimes hard to ask for help because we are inclined, naturally, to feel shame about it, to feel shame about that weakness, to feel shame about, hey, I'm a little short this week, or I could use a sandwich, or hey, I'm not feeling good, I'm down, I'm depressed. Do you want to go for a walk? You want to meet for a donut? I have a really good circle of friends that I can do that with. Folks like Joe Starr, Billy Patterson, producer extraordinaire Owen Mugen, people where you can just go like, hey, you want to meet up? Christian Ruvacaba. Mark Ellis is an asshole, but I'm kidding. He's the best. And sometimes it's that ability to just say, hey, I need help, right? Like I whatever that help is, we have a shame. And I've received a lot of help this last month, and I've tried to, not to turn this into a Monday morning show podcast, but I've tried to put aside that shame because it's just not right. It's not fair to yourself. It's also not fair to the people helping you. The shame can get in front of the love that you're receiving. My parents have been very nice to me in this time that I've been down. They've been nice to me my whole life, let's be clear. But if you're worried about, hey, I'm receiving your help and I'm returning it with shame from my own position, it's just you're not focused on the love that you're receiving and the support they're receiving. And not that they need that, but it's the wrong view of the situation. I say all that for this. I am super excited every week for the Blathering. The Blathering has just emerged as something that I think I've always wanted to do. I love doing Anytime, which is something I've always wanted to do. Force Center goes strong, 11 years, something I didn't know I wanted to do, and now I've done it, and we have a lot of fun, and we're continuing to go and grow. Casterly Talk, all the things I've done, Pop Rockin' Radio. But the Blathering is something that I'm just like this live community, guests, segments, energy, silliness, poignancy. This is a radio show. This is the radio show I always wanted to do. This is the talk show I always want to do. This is the just absolute fun, pointless, but yet tremendously important show I've wanted to do. So I want to grow it. And you all out here watching tonight are always part of that. Questions, super chats, which help keep literally the show going because it keeps me in this house. I could not do this show in a four-door sedan. Maybe I could. All those things. But one of the things I know that I need to do to grow is make sure I'm better at clipping out the show. But clipping out the show beyond just the segments. So we'll try to, every week I try to clip out 60 seconds of science. Because I just love that Addie came up with that. And it's very important to focus on that in this world. I love clipping out the Game of Thrones stuff. I throw it on Casterly Talk. I love clipping out the sports stuff and all the stuff. But YouTube doesn't like that as much. That's why you see a lot of people with clips channels. And maybe we have to do a Blathering clip channel. I just don't think right now I need it. I'm not big enough to it. It's a catch-22. but it's shorts, TikToks, Instagram Reels. You know, you're all on social media. That's what grows. That's what you see. And I want to do that more. But it's a time suck. It is a full-time gig. That's why you see social media managers and all those kind of things. And usually those job promotions or those job when they promote those openings and they call for applicants, they ask for them to do too many things. But what I am the most bad at, this is me being honest, it's not so much I could buckle down, and I'm better now at buckling down and getting clips done. The problem I have, and this might seem weird, is the moment this microphone goes off and the show ends, I forget anything that I've said on this show. I forget anything that might be worthy. Sometimes I'll jot things down. One of the reasons I have this outline is to know, like, oh, about 1,800 hours, we bring Steve in for the Blather bracket. I can go download the footage and do that. Jared says that's the ADHD. But this is correct. And this has gone on for 30 years. When I was in radio in the 90s, I have a bag of tapes over there, air checks, but really they're just pointless. I never put them together to get a radio career continuing in the 90s because it's just gone. And you're thinking, well, Ken, just go and watch your shows. I don't necessarily have the time to go through a 2-hour show. And two, I'm almost blind to it. I have this weird, in addition to what Jared's saying with the ADHD, it's this blindness to anything I say, anything that I think might be worthy. And I'm not saying this in like a self-conscious way, just like, I used to work with some folks who, the movie chat show stuff, the news, the movie chatty show, there used to be some people, one in particular, who would get off air and just sit in his office and for the next 4 hours watch every word he said. That was a little weird. That spoke of a little bit more. Where I have the tendency to be like, I don't even want to see it again. And that's detrimental to my success. So, in our Patreon page, I'm going to launch tonight the Clip Club. Yes, the Discord Patreon page is how you access that. I'm also going to do something here for YouTube channel members. I'll make a post for every week, maybe, is what we'll do. I don't want to create work for anyone out there that's free. I'm sensitive to that. But if you're like, hey, that was real funny. Oh my gosh, even if it's your own call. Or that was poignant. Not just for me or my words, but a caller's word. I want a place where you can all help me go, hey, this is a time code or this is around the time so I can focus on it. Am I making you my meds? Maybe. But I'm asking for help because I want to grow this. And the best way to grow things right now is through short form content, promoting maybe longer content or brands. And I understand that. I really can see the Blathering going even farther than where it is now. And I'm asking for help. So, Clip Club, which sounds like Clip Clop, but Clip Club in the Patreon page, in the Discord, YouTube channel members. It's going to start tonight. And I hope it works. Meaning, I need this. And I'm asking for help. All right. On that note, what should we get to? When do I pour my drink? Cal, when do I pour my drink? 898 Forum says Twitch clips. It's kind of like that. Yeah, so, yeah, Adam Knight helped me a lot with some clips using Opus Clip. There's a lot of stuff. But I could do the clips real easily. I know how to do it. I have Final Cut Pro 10. I download each episode. I download things. I download each individual file. Which, by the way, if you call into the show and you can, and I hang up on you, let that video load up. Because you'll get a notification in StreamYard. Just stay in the queue until it loads up, because I need the file. That's how I do the clips. Okay. The alcohol flows freely, Ken, you decide. Okay. Some super chats coming in tonight. Thank you all. You guys are generous. Tully, David Mackay. 2 black hearts. His heart and my heart. Laser Bolt. Others are capable of seeing how great you are, even while your own baggage prevents you from being Ted Lasso. Yeah. I love that, Laser Bolt. Just like I believe in you and Forest Meats. I believe in producer Steve and what he puts on for this channel. I believe in Addie and her career outside of here and what she does with science here for the show. And Brennan Marr coming in, representing himself and his faith in the face of a darker world right now. We need him. We need all of you. We need, even Jared the Tide Pilot when he decides to get up on a skateboard ramp and jump down it with a base. I mean, we need that. We actually do. I've watched that clip several times. It's quite entertaining. Jared says never again. Bullshit. I need it. I need it. Here's the thing. All right. Screw it. We're going to do this now. I got the right setup here. I don't want to. He is shirtless tonight. Yeah, he is. Okay. Jared's on the show. Jared.
No, you know why never again? I thought I had a fucking hernia earlier today and almost went to the ER with it.
I mean, that just might be something else. I don't know. Jared, here's my only complaint about the clip of you. For those that don't know, Concepts of a Plan, Jared's band that he's a part of. He had a great clip at a skate park. They were playing a wonderful live show. He decides to jump down a ramp, falls, continues playing guitar. The problem is, Jared, I want more feet movement. I want a kick. I want a Pete Townsend looking woo. So you need to do this again and go woo as you jump down and crash.
I'll endeavor to make it happen.
Just recover. Take a year. It's fine. Yeah. It's fine. Yeah. Oh, but by the way, sorry. I'm. David says it's funny because he fell over, and that's true. Brian Tiller of the Moon Agers says, "Can we say go Dodgers?" I mean, I prefer Yankees, but it is opening day. Happy opening day to all of you out there. But Jared, we got some Game of Thrones in there we're gonna get to, but I just want to make sure. Are you okay? Do we need to send help?
I mean, okay is a relative term. I'm heavily medicated, and it is America, so
okay.
Okay, I woke up breathing.
Up and not crying. That's where we're at.
Hey, I'll take it. It is opening day,
It is opening day. It is opening day. Yeah, for most teams. Yeah, for most teams. Dodgers, Cubs already. Some teams tomorrow. Not a lot of time tomorrow. All right, Jared. As always, I got a full show tonight, so I want to make sure I get right to this here. We're kind of continuing our Game of Thrones rewatch that I didn't intend to, but you're making me do it, and I appreciate it.
Well, again, you left us at the Mountain and the Viper, which was just really of all the episodes.
I'm sorry.
Like you just blew ball. But tonight, we've got season 4, episode 10, The Children, written by our boys D&D, directed by Alex Graves, coming back. And this particular episode won him a DGA award, actually.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah, how about that? Yeah. So, with this fabulous season finale, we've got some good moments to go over here that you can choose from. I probably know which one you're going to take, and that was the early episode with John and Mance doing some toasting, some good speeches right there. Until, as I put in my notes, here comes Stannis Claus coming down the way.
Here comes Stannis Claus. Yes, that's the moment I do want to get into, but I want you to continue to do the rundown.
Then we also
see the children.
Yep. I was gonna say Cersei gets a little too truthful with Daddy Warbucks there, letting Tywin know that, hey, your legacy is a lie, buddy, and I will burn this family down to not marry that man.
It's great stuff from Lita Headey there.
Oh yeah, it's time to zombify the mountain, and to quote our man Kyber, this may change him. ... somewhat.
It's one of Anton Lesser's perhaps one of the greatest performers on the show, which is saying something. Of course, Partagaz in Andor. That line, the process may change him. Slightly. It's just one of my favorite lines ever.
Oh, it's great. Over in Essos, Dany has too many bloody names as she makes the other dragons pay for their big brother.
Yeah, wait, God, what is the final beat with her? I totally forgot that.
So Drogon took out a 3-year-old of a farmer.
Right.
And they can't find Drogon specifically, but she's got the other 2 already in the catacombs, so that's when she changed them up.
Oh, that's heartbreaking too. Dear God, that's heartbreaking. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Is that that's not the final beat with her, is it, of the episode?
Yeah, it is with her with that one. Yep,
That's
that's how
it
that's
makes
how we leave her.
makes a lot of sense because the previous 3 seasons really end on big notes for her.
Yeah,
And
a
that
little
we're at the
humbling.
midpoint. Yeah, it's okay. All right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yep. Then we've got one of the best one-on-ones with Brienne versus the Hound.
That's
Oh,
in this episode, huh?
that is. Yep. Woof.
I
All right.
I love that.
Oh, sorry.
No,
Go ahead.
I love that every episode in this run from Game of Thrones is an all-star game. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
ooh, look at that. First base is Will Clark. Second
Great
base
season.
is Tommy
It's a
Herr.
great season.
Yeah, it's a great season.
Oh yeah, but I love the end of that fight when Arya leaves him for dead. But to quote her, first she robbed him.
Yes, absolutely.
Then one of my biggest, I don't like to use the word gripes, but criticisms with the show as series as a whole was we say goodbye to Bran now because he doesn't come back through all of
Right.
season 5 because
Right.
D&D, as great as they were, I don't feel like they had an idea of what to do with the magic side.
I looking back, I agree to a certain extent. I still think I might side on it was okay to pull them out for a year, but when you look back, the answer is, I mean, in a way they were saying, I don't know, it was kind of boring. He was just down there for a while, and that might be one of the great examples of we don't have the rest of the text. We don't know that yet. And
No, I
them,
feel you.
and even if they have a note scribbled on on a piece of paper stained with chips and salsa from a Santa Fe, New Mexico restaurant, even if they have the notes from George, if the result is he goes in there and he comes out as we need him for the rest of the show, let's skip it. Like, I understood it. I still kind of understand it, but I don't disagree with you on it was just this giant blank.
Yeah, no, it was. And then last of my notes is the big standoff between son and dad, Tyrion and Tywin on the loo or the privy. I'm sorry, he was in the
The
privy.
privy. In the privy. Does Tywin
Yeah.
Lannister shit gold? And the answer is no. Yes, which a great ending. And this was the season that ended that we talked about, Lady Stoneheart, where I thought for sure we're fading to black and then we're fading up, and she's showing up. This would have been the spot. It wasn't. As I said previously, I think I still stand by the decision to not include her in the show. It just would have been the moment heard around the world.
Yeah.
Big episode. This is now that we're doing this kind of de facto rewatch. This might be one of the best final episodes, though I think the best is still season 6, and Cersei and the wine sip of vengeance.
Yeah.
I still think that episode's it, but this is chock full. And then for me, I want to jump right into it. But well, no, I don't. Where does it sit for you as a final episode for a season?
I love this as a transition finale. Like we discussed the last couple episodes, the theme of change has been a big thing with this season and whatnot. And pages are firmly turned for many characters in this. I mean, it has. I do love this episode, but it is a little weird for me to end on Arya's shot going to Bravos with all the other all-star scenes. I'm just like, okay, but again, it goes to the theme like that is a hard page turn. She has left the Hound for dead and is on her own in the world.
Yeah.
And same thing with a bunch of other the characters. Dany makes that huge change to chain up her dragons, her children.
Yeah, and for reasons that I think I would go like, yeah, maybe there's some liability concerns, but when you look at this as a halfway point, this is a halfway point. Not worried about the episode numbers, but the season numbers.
Yeah.
This ends up being a halfway point, and we are never the same again. And to some that's not a great thing. I as you know, I love all 8 seasons relatively equally. Maybe some 7 a little less, but who knows? But Dany, this is a low point. This is a true midpoint for her character. The mother of dragons, has to lock her dragons up. She cannot control them. She tried to stay a Marine and pick up the skills of being a leader, and it backfires completely. And I think of this end, and I connect it to Olenna Tyrell to be a dragon. Be a dragon. And how we have to work towards that. But yeah, the Arya stuff's never quite the same. And I like Where We Go. I like the time in Bravo. It's not my favorite of the stuff, but I actually, her and the Waif, I actually like all that. And Jagan Hagar is one of my favorite characters. So bringing him back. But anyways, Jared, we're burying the lead. We're burying the lead, and that is that Stannis the Manus is the hero that we needed. And
completely.
As someone who had already by this point in time built up a reputation online as one of the leading Stannis Baratheon fans, which still to this day I get questions, even in my own house about. Even in my own house, people.
You got to respect those questions, though.
I get it. I get it. My old buddy Michelle Boyd, still to this day, like, you like Stannis Baratheon, dude. You got problems. I've talked often about the lesson of Stannis resonates, losing yourself in the quest for something that you think is yours by right, which by all accounts I will say was in terms of the rules of the game. But I'm going back to this moment in the show's history, one of my favorite moments, because this was something that we kind of we're really getting off the path, starting to get off the path with the book. It was something different. You don't know how things are going to play out. So for me, seeing this on screen was a wonderful surprise. Even though we knew he was heading up there, as people know, but this was like that. You have this great scene. That Jon and Mance Rayder scene is a top 10 scene for me.
Oh yeah.
Mag the Mighty, Gren, to Mag, to Gren, like, love everything about that. It is everything about it is top notch. When Game of Thrones is at best of just two people sitting down and talking, right?
It really is.
Really is.
It really two of my favorite scenes are conversations. In season 1, episode 2, Bobby B and Ned just having lunch on the side of the road.
Yep.
Talking about the glory days, and then same season, Cersei and Bobby B. What's kept the realm together? Our marriage.
Our marriage. It's the greatest. It's one of the greatest scenes in the show. So, anyways, people have heard me talk about this in the past, so I don't want to remix it too much. But just that moment where you're like, "What's gonna happen?" And then the horns blare, and Mance is like, "You dirty rat, Jon! I didn't do this." And it's Stannis. You got. I walked into the office, the virtual societal office the next day with a shit-eating grin the size of Westeros. My man Stannis had saved the world. It was a great moment.
And that was one of those moments that really did surprise me. I had read the books, all 5 when season 1 came out, but I hadn't reread them, and I still really haven't. It's a lot of show knowledge now, and I'm kind of on Alden's turf where it's more wikis than book now.
Yes.
But like you said, I hear the horns and I'm like, is the night, like, did Sir Alistair is he trying to be stupid? And then all of a sudden you see the cavalry. I'm just like, oh, shit.
Oh, yes.
I have a logistics question, though.
Okay, what's the question?
Where the hell did they get through the wall? Because it wasn't from Castle Black.
I think they went around it. They went over by what's it, Hump by the Sea.
Eastwatch by the Sea?
Eastwatch by the Sea. I think they went up and around.
All right.
And they just yeah, and then Stannis just drove the horses into the ground, as he would. But here's the thing about Stannis. Leading the pack. Stannis didn't take a break. He wasn't on some cart in the back. He was in the front. He probably rode the horses just as hard as the others.
Oh yeah. Stannis honestly would have been not a great king, but competent and whatnot. If it just would have, a more stable, he wouldn't have been loved, would have been remembered fondly. But as we've, as you like to say on Force Center, and I brought it before, the trains probably would have been on time.
Look, is that the best example in the world? No, yeah, I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you that as much as people don't want to face it, Stannis would have created a stable society. It wouldn't have been fun. It would have been a little bit of probably a little religious extreme going on. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I also do love in that scene though that Jon saves more of the wildlings than people realize. I think because Stannis has the respect for the Stark name. Jon might not be a Stark, but as far as Stannis knows, he's Ned's boy, and Ned was the man who died to put the crown on his head.
It was the truth.
So with Jon telling him, "Hey, be easy," he's like the respect he gives. So it's just I completely see your love for Stannis. Until
Until
Red
what?
Woman.
Until
the Red
what?
Woman decided.
Until
he
what?
burns his fucking daughter.
Oh, there was that.
There was that.
All right, home run. Okay. All right, final thoughts of this, Jared. I give this episode, I'm going to say a 9.5 out of 10. I agree with you. The Arya ending, the hopeful at the time, is a demarcation line that I know could be upsetting. The children stuff was great, but it was, I think, improved later on. The recasting of the children, kind of the reworking of that, maybe 9.5. What do you give this episode?
I'm there with you around the 9 point. Like I said, these seasons are just, like you said, they're fucking all-star games, each one.
Yeah.
And just, I love it. Like even another thing we didn't bring up with the man's talk, with the Ygritte thing. She belongs. Oh no, I'm sorry. Tolman telling Jon she belongs in the North, the true North.
Oh, it's that's one of my. If you want to talk to me about life after death or kind of some of my beliefs, and they vary and change, but I go to Tormund going, the dead can't hear you.
Yep.
That's me. Jared, thank you as always. I appreciate creating clip outs. We show these up on Casually Talk. Alden and I are going to get in Casually Talk up and running late April after he comes back from Star Wars Celebration. It's going to take off again. So thank you, buddy.
All right. Sounds good, Ken.
All right, and we're not done hearing from Jared, actually. We're going to have Jared back top of the hour for the Blather bracket rollout. A lot of fun. Thank you all, by the way, for letting me indulge my Game of Thrones urges. Is that the right way to say it? I don't know. I really appreciate Jared kind of forcing me to re-talk about it. I know it's not everyone watching live is a fan of Game of Thrones, has seen the episodes, or wants to relive them. But this show is about my lifestyle, your lifestyles. We go a lot of places: sports, life, news, science. Here in a second. So I want to thank you all as we grow the Blathering and glow it up. We'll be doing more of those segments. So, all right, good to have Adam Knight here. Back for a bit, going to play Lego Star Wars with Blather. Yeah, that's Lego Star Wars is good. Jared does know his nerd stuff, indeed. GOG Urges says Big Lou. Big Lou here, too. We got to get Big Lou on as well. All right, we got a lot to get to tonight. We've got birthday shots with my man, King Sport Cal, coming at the end of the show. If you have any Super Blather questions, I'll answer them then as well. Top of the hour, 1800 hours for those with the right time on your watch. Here in the PT, I should say. It'd be 2200? Is it 2019? No, 2021? 2200 hours? 2100 hours? 6 to 10 to 1? I don't know. I can't do time zones. That's why I'm in the Pacific time zone. But right now, we are going to jump on in here to our favorite segment on Thursdays, outside of sports, outside of Steve yelling at me. It is our science segment. So, it's 9:34 on Friday here. Okay, there you go. I got it. All right, we're going to jump into shortly 60 Seconds of Science with Dr. Addy. Addy, thank you for helping me on time zones.
2100 hours. That's what you're looking for.
2100. I had it. I was off. Well, I said 22, but it's 29. 29.
No, 22. I'll be in bed. There's a big difference between 21 and 22.
An early sleeper. Okay. I usually fall asleep at 0100 hours.
Well, I'm usually awake between 04 and 0500 hours, so going to bed at
Why?
01 would be terrible.
Why? What, for school? For kids? Kids don't need you to get up that early. Unless they're your own.
And it's usually just when I'm awake.
All right. All right. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. We've got a lot going on, but I want to check in with you, Addie, as I also apologize for the last segment. I was getting, let me count, 9 texts from someone. 9 text. Clearing that up. All right, Addie, how you doing? How you holding up? Up and not crying, or up and crying?
It has not been a good week, Ken.
Yeah, I've seen that. So bad news all around. How are we getting through this?
I have a cookie.
How many cookies?
Just one, but it's a crumble cookie, so it's very large.
There you go. A good crumble cookie to keep us from crumbling. You see, David Mackay, where it's 3600 hours at GMT time. That's how we play wordplay. All right. I'm very sorry for that, Addie. You're a vital part of this community, so the community is always going to rally behind you. If there's anything we can do to cheer you up, maybe send you crumble cookies. You're going to let us know, right?
I'll let you know. Like you, Ken, I am not very good at asking for help or the things I need. So, yeah.
I feel you on that. But like I said, you're going to ask us, or even if it's just us being silly and stupid for your amusement, that's something we can do for you.
I appreciate that, Ken. And I do have to say, shout out to Jared, the TIE pilot. He helped with this week's 60 Seconds of Science.
Jared's everywhere today.
He is everywhere today.
Blather bracket, 60 Seconds of Science. Man, not bad for a guy with no shirt. It's amazing. All right, Addie, let's do it. We got 60 Seconds of Science. I don't really even know where we're going. Sometimes I have a sneak peek, but I only saw a quick post as I was working on something this afternoon. So please take it away with 60 Seconds of Science.
Okay. Masaki Kashiwara became the first Japanese person awarded the Abel Prize, which is the mathematics equivalent of the Nobel. He is celebrated as a master in combining tools from geometry, algebra, and analysis to obtain new insights and combinations.
Okay.
A new antibiotic that can kill drug-resistant bacteria was discovered in the garden of a lab technician. The molecule works by targeting ribosomes in the bacteria, which is not how other antibiotics work.
Okay.
The James Webb Telescope observed Neptune's auroras. They were last viewed in 1989 by the space probe Voyager, and they're 99% dimmer than they were then because Neptune's temperature has dropped 700 degrees. Now scientists have a new question. Why? The Curiosity rover has detected long-chain organic molecules, which could be a sign of ancient life on Mars. While the fatty acids are common in cell membranes here on Earth, it is possible for them to have formed outside of life on the planet. And finally, in the name of government efficiency, the lease of the NOAA Observatory at Mauna Loa, which is responsible for maintaining and recording the levels of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, may be allowed to expire. What exactly would happen to the observatory operations remains unclear, since the White House press secretary refused to comment because the reporter's bio contained their pronouns. And that is 60 Seconds of Science. Ken, where would you like to go?
Jupiter. Wow. Okay. So, all right. I have some questions. When we hear a story that you said, I think it was your second story, and congratulations to the man of the first story.
Yes, I had to look up how to pronounce Japanese names just for you all.
JMB could help us next time.
And then I spelled them out phonetically in my notes.
That's how you do it. When we say like a researcher, someone like discovered, they were just like, they were sitting around and like, turns out, like, as a dumb person, how does that happen?
So there are a lot of things in nature and in soil especially, but also just like plant, like in nature that we don't know exist.
Right. Okay.
A lot of drugs and pharmaceuticals are actually derived from plants. Like they're naturally occurring things that we've learned how to synthetically make. but we look for a lot of things in soil because there's like entire other universes on a microscopic level happening
Right.
in nature,
Which George Lucas would tell you about. Okay. All right. That's good. That makes sense. Okay. So two other big things here. When you say ancient life on Mars, what does that mean to you, a person in science?
To me, it means at best microbes.
At best, folks, she said at best microbes.
I don't believe that we are going to find out that there was some sort of ancient civilization that lived on the planet Mars.
The Anunnaki are not out there setting up campfires and
it's not
launching things into the moon.
It's not going to be the end of, what was that movie with Gary Sinise, Mission to Mars?
Sure, yeah, that one.
Where they find out that Earth's life was seeded by Martians when Martians found out their planet was dying. Right.
Though Matthew Stokes just created a creature called Mike Robes the Martian, and maybe that's who it's going to be there. Maybe that. All right, and obviously everyone listening knows where I'm going. I don't believe in aliens as people want to believe, which I understand that upsets you. There's no one was hanging out on Mars, and they didn't come down and go hand things to the Mayans and bring crystal skulls down, and none of that. But when I hear someone from the world of science that says, "Oh yeah, we found signs of ancient life on Mars," I just want clarification on that, and I think you provided that.
But there is the possibility that it didn't. That while these molecules are very common in life on Earth, you can get them from non-organic sources, like non-living sources. So meteorites carry fatty acids that don't come from life, but they come from chemical reactions from the formation of the early solar system. So a meteorite could have crashed into Mars with these chemicals on it, and that is how these chemicals wound up on. And to be fair, Curiosity lives in a crater on Mars, so something crashed into it at some point.
Yeah, no, without a doubt, and the moon as well, right? Yeah, I love all this. Look, I just want the answers, and it's not that this could lead to other things. Got it, but the wrong ears always perk up on these stories and are like, see, look, we told you. John Carter was riding that meteor going, woo, this is how I learned to love the meteor, and hit Mars. And it's just not the case. But also, on that end, Neptune, climate change on Neptune, that's ominous, not necessarily even for the climate change. That makes me believe in extraterrestrial life more than the Mars story. What's going on Neptune? Dr. Addy.
So I have a lot of questions about the Neptune story, and honestly, I don't know a lot about Neptune. But
I don't know many who do.
My first thought when I read the specifics about how Voyager saw hints of these auroras, and they're now 1% as bright as they were then. And Voyager measured the temperature of Neptune to be 900 degrees, and now the James Webb Telescope is saying it's 200 degrees. As a scientist, my first instinct was to say, were Voyager's probes really that bad?
I mean, that's a fair question for all of us to ask ourselves.
Do we have, I don't know what other data points they have to compare to, but to me it suggests that either the measurements now or the measurements then were wrong.
Okay. All right. So
and I'm more likely to believe that the 36-year-old technology made a mistake.
Right. I like that. That's probably the here's the truth answer moment. But the other, run with me here, and I know this seems hypocritical based on stuff I said previously. Could it be an intergalactic armada that's gathering out there, ready to strike the Earth? And it's showing up in the form of drones above New Jersey.
At this point, will we mind?
No, I'm kind of hoping. kind of trying to manifest this. We're wrapping up 60 Seconds of Science, but this is my favorite comment ever from 898 I did a report on Neptune in 3rd grade. Brady, we're going to officially make you our Neptune expert and get some answers from you.
See, Brady, I was a Jupiter girl. If they were talking about Jupiter, I'd be all over it.
See, this is you all did book reports in school on Neptune and Jupiter. I did my book reports on Ulysses S. Grant and Dwight D. Eisenhower. So I went presidential. You guys went planets.
Yeah, I probably did some of those too. Like,
I think we had to.
Class.
I think we all, if you grew up in America during that time frame or around, probably still going. It's like, we all had the same book reports to do. And if you're in California, you in 4th grade was the year you learned about the missions, just not the entire story of why they were there. But anyways, I digress. Addie, that is some great science there. Is there any hope in this science report this week? As small as it is.
I gave you almost entirely hope, Ken. That was the call I put out this morning that Jared the TIE pilot helped me with, because there were a lot of news stories that were not that hopeful this week, but I did sneak in the Mauna Loa one because I think it's important.
It's important. No, it is important. What? So what Jared was like, you rang? Let's talk about aliens. Like, what was that?
Jared, I don't know. Jared is also a morning person, because when I whatever the verb for blue skying is in the morning,
skeeting.
I refuse to say that word.
Same.
He's always there. He's always there.
See?
So he must have a job.
See, I don't know.
That isn't falling down skate park ramps.
No, he has a job. Good to know. Good to know.
I was like, I can't find it. I'm really hard pressed to find stories this morning that aren't depressing. And he was like, here's 3.
It's great. We thank you, Jared, for saving us all today. No, a lot of good stuff. Appreciate it as always. Let's keep our eye on Neptune, Addie. Okay, let's just keep an eye on it. It's
real hard to see.
It is. I don't have.
That was a really terrible joke. I apologize. I apologize profusely for that joke.
A lot of wordplay tonight. I think we're all eyes are turned into David Mackay and his wordplay up top.
That wasn't even good wordplay, though.
Oh, look at that! You hear that, David? You're being challenged. Now it's a wordplay off. Okay, beautiful stuff.
No, Addie, my wordplay wasn't good.
Oh, I take it back, David. She wasn't calling you out. It was self-loathing wordplay. All right, beautiful. Addie, thank you. I'm gonna get some calls tonight. We're gonna have a better week next week. All right. I don't know how or why. It might just be crumble cookies, but we're gonna have it.
Maybe money will start falling from the sky, and then I can talk about it on 60 Seconds of Science.
That's right. We call it money rain. All right. Thank you, Addie. Dr. Addie, everybody. Dr. Addie. She was our resident professor of smart things. There we go. I was ready to start a wordplay war with her and David, and it was my fault. All right, top of the hour, we have got the Blather bracket, but I think I want to take a call. And hell, let's not delay this. 898-4M is going to come on the show right here, right now. Our buddy Brady, and Brady, what do you think about Neptune and what's going on over there?
Hello. Yeah, Neptune, we don't really know much about it.
You wrote the book report, though. You are the expert, preeminent expert.
That was a long time ago, Ken.
I don't know. 3rd grade doesn't seem that long for you. Let me ask you this question. Why did you choose Neptune? Was it a choice or were you assigned it? How did you come to find Neptune as your papers topic in the 3rd grade?
I think because no one else was choosing Neptune, so I was thinking, okay, I'll just choose Neptune. And I liked Pluto, but Pluto was just recently declassified then, so let's choose the next farthest planet.
That's what Roger was in chat saying. We need justice for Pluto. All right, but I like what this says about you, Brady. It's not so much of your love of Neptune. You have empathy, and that includes empathy for planets. You were like, hey, you know what? No one loves Neptune. I'm going to love Neptune. That speaks highly of you as a person.
Oh, I appreciate the nice words, Ken.
I mean them too. Don't act like I'm being insincere. No, I'm kidding. What's your question tonight, my friend?
Oh, just one last thing about Neptune. I think they recently found out.
He's not done it with Neptune, everybody.
One fun fact about Neptune. You know how like those original photos are like super blue, right? It turns out it's the exact same color as Uranus.
Okay. All right. Look, I gave you one more opportunity, and you did a big Lou joke.
Wait. Okay. I did not intend that.
Big Lou says, has anyone made the Uranus joke yet? And here you go. Oh, by the way,
literally.
We have controversy. Brandon Hanna, who, like I said, will be back on the show Saturday. We talk about renewable energy myths. Then says, I'm anti-Pluto. It's too small to be a planet. We need to accept that. This is fantastic. Really good stuff. I'm making a note down of that. Pluto, too small. Must accept. All right, Brady. The Dodgers are up. One of my big fantasy players this year just hit a big 3-run bomb, I think. So how you doing?
Teoscar? Yeah, I just saw that. Man.
All right. Is that your question, or are we just going to yell about Neptune?
Yeah, I just want to know. I just want you to know that was not intentional. I just
Don't apologize. You made a Uranus joke. And I know you probably feel some shame, but run with it. Run towards it.
Yeah. Speaking of Uranus, the color is actually closer to white than blue. We've been lied to.
We've been lied to. Who's been lying? Who's been doing the lying? Is it Big Uranus? Is it Big Uranus that's been doing the lying about Uranus?
Yeah, they want the tourism money.
They do. I watch that this is the episode that gets demonetized, because I haven't been demonetized in a while because I stopped doing the swearing in the first 15 minutes. But I bet minutes of Uranus wordplay is going to get me demonetized.
They just got like a specific censor for anus,
Yeah, exactly. They do a search for it. See, look, we got this Pluto battle is running up here. Size matters not. Viva la Pluto. Roger says that. Size matters not. Brandon Hanna is going to come on the show Saturday to defend his Pluto position. Where do you stand on Pluto?
I will say there's two positions. There's like a human position.
Okay.
Humans, we have like words can mean anything to us. And there's a scientific position where words have a very specific meaning.
Right.
And if you're a scientist, you need a classification.
Okay. So that's your answer on Pluto?
Yep. Very legal. Very legal. Yes.
A very legalistic answer. Okay.
Yep.
I'm
not trying to poke any bears right now.
No. Let's not get to the bear argument. No, let's keep it on Pluto. Okay. All right. Big Lou says Pluto is smaller than the moon by a lot. I did not know. Thanks to Dr. Addy, we stumbled onto a lot of planet fans in Blathering community tonight. This is fantastic. Addy says, I'm a scientist. I am pro Pluto. Again, I think Brandon Hanna is going to have to come on the show Saturday and defend his Pluto position. This is the biggest drama we've had on the show since it launched. This is fantastic.
I can't wait.
All right, Brady. Is that it? We good?
I have one more thing.
Hit me.
It's about, speaking of poking bears, this one is there's a recent trend. It's about this topic's about AI, and
hit me. Yeah.
It's about like this Ghibli AI art trend.
Yeah, what's going on with that? I saw that today.
Yeah, and I've to put my position out, I've been annoyed by it. I think how I found out about it was I think Steve was mentioning about the LeBron just throwing fire at everything, and then the other day he hit a big game winner at 0.1 seconds, and my feed was just flooded with Ghibli versions of that game winner, and I can tell it was AI art because it just had that. Everyone had a blank expression.
The dullness, yes. There's no heart to it. They had
open mouth. They were just staring off in the distance. They were like, I don't know, like thumbnails. Those thumbnails where all the YouTubers have the open mouth. Like the Mr. Beast kind of. Yep. Yeah, it was just like that, but in like Ghibli art, I was like, what is going on? And
it's this thing I've been seeing it, right? So is that the AI trend of the week? Is Studio Ghibli stuff?
Yeah, and it kind of annoyed me because I'm a big Ghibli fan, and
right.
I was thinking about starting the segment about like good use of AI, bad use of AI.
Okay, I'm for that. We don't need to, work on it.
Yeah,
workshop it. Let's do it.
Workshop it, So whenever you have some AI, you want to have like a use case for like how's this going to help the world, and turning yourself into a Ghibli image.
Not so much.
There's not much. It's really just like a social media.
What? Yes. Where the AI issue is obviously tremendously complicated, and we discuss it every now and then here. And I'm not an expert by any means. But as I've said, hey, there's some things that I think it's good, blah 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 blah. But it seems like we have this powerful technology, and much like the internet itself, 25, 30, 35, and I know the internet came out of DARPA and all that stuff in the 60s, but like we have this powerful thing to just argue about stupid things, right? It's the Kevin Smith joke, what the bleep is the internet? It's how we argue about movies, moviepoopshoot.com. And it seems like that's where AI is going to end up as well. It could change the world, but instead you could turn yourself into a Studio Ghibli animation. That's where we're at.
And there was this recent thing that Miyazaki came out. Well, he didn't come out. He said this like in 2016.
A long time ago, yeah.
Yeah.
LQ's mentioned that too in chat, yeah.
Yeah, because people have this conception that Miyazaki is like Scorsese's like super old-fashioned, but he's actually really ahead of in technology. Like he's been using CGI in films for like 20 years since like Princess Mononoke.
Right.
It was in the 90s, yeah. And so he was saying that, okay, we have this use case. If you want to use AI in art, they just had a demo, right? If you want to make something that looks really creepy, then use it. Right. But I don't want to make creepy things in my art. And so that was what he said.
It's good. Like a lot of things, got to establish the ground rules maybe, and keep it out of the hands of those who just want to use it to gain more power and more money.
The specific case with this one is like OpenAI has been basically stealing their style, and what was I don't know if I said Steve Altman, no, Sam Altman changed his profile picture into that style,
No, I didn't follow that one.
Yeah, and so basically he's turning their style that they've been using for years to make their art into like an advertisement to use like OpenAI, and they say they're like they're a nonprofit. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You have to pay to use their services.
Exactly. Again, a world I don't fully understand, but it's a world that we're all in, and it's here and it's around. So, all right. So Brady, as we close here and we head towards our Blather bracket, I'm officially making you our Neptune expert and our AI correspondent, so you can keep tabs on the world. All right.
Yes.
All right.
I'll refine this good use of bad use AI thing.
Yeah, let's do it. Absolutely.
Just wanted to get this rant out of the way.
No, I appreciate it. All right, do you accept this challenge?
And what the challenge? What is the challenge?
This job. I've now deemed you our AI correspondent.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah.
Okay. All right. There you go.
If you have any questions, hit me.
Just reach up and slap him. That's all he's saying. Folks. All right. Thanks, Brady. We're gonna get to the Blather bracket, but I appreciate you, buddy.
All right, and thanks for having me.
All right, Brady calling in as he does. Love talking all that out with him. Yeah, Clive Revel passed away this week. The voice of the first voice of Palpatine, not the face, but the voice. All right, we are going to coming up here in the show for those that are just checking in. We are going to have a little bit later birthday shots in honor of our buddy Kingsport Cal, who celebrated a big birthday this week. Thank you for the super chats coming in. I really appreciate it as we support the show, the channel, me, and growing this stuff there. And if you're just joining us now, leave a like on this episode. You want to call into the show, you can become a YouTube channel member here or support on Patreon at patreon.com/KatNapzok. There you can get my show, Pop Rockin' Radio. Putting together a new show this week. Here's a preview. We added a song to it tonight. Here's some of the bands that will be on Pop Rockin' Radio this week. The Plimsolls, Slater Kenny, Mary Timony, Jesse Wells. He's got that singer that's on all over Instagram. with his kind of folksy social political songs there. Neil Young, Sprints, the band Sprints, and just added tonight, because the Tully in the chat, the Tragically Hip. All that on my Patreon page. Or you can listen live on Hall of Fame Music Radio, Sunday nights at midnight Eastern. All right, we are going to do this now. It is time for producer Steve to show his bearded face. The beard's back, buddy. The beard's getting there. How far are we taking the beard?
We're going all the way. We're gonna let it grow, get it all the way back. We just, like I said, we had to start fresh to get it nice and clean, and we like where we're at so far. So thank you. I have to do that for those on the audio version. I apologize, but for the video version, my haircut guy, very generous, gave me a good haircut before my interview a week and a half ago. Forgot. Sometimes we get chatting, and he forgot to trim down one side of my mustache. So one side is longer than the other. It's like more fuller. One looks like a prospector. One looks like, a villain from an 80s movie. So I have to go back in. Whenever I do that or do a bad job shaving, I always know it's there. So I'm always just playing with it all the time. You know what I mean? You just you just feel that thing. It always happens back here too. It's
yes.
It's hard.
And the beard. Welcome to Beard Talk. This is what we do. Speaking of beards, we got a great beard in chat, which taken out of context. Alan Smithy says my birthday is Saturday. I'll be 1 year older than Ken, I think. All right. And my birthday is coming up April 19th. But the King Sport Cow just called me Daniel Plainview with my mustache. Not wrong. As I've gotten older, not only the gray, but this side's weirdly poofy, and it I'll one day wake up and it'll have this like it's out here and it doesn't want to do anything. I don't know. Okay. Anyways, we got something to get to tonight. This is big. We've been building this. I want to publicly not just thank Steve, but really prop him up as someone who's put a lot of his energy and back into making the show something bigger and bolder and brighter for now and the future. And this is the biggest thing yet. The Blather bracket, Steve. It's March Madness. The NCAA women's and men's tournaments are going strong. It is what every podcast is built on. We do a March Madness tournament, and I've never really done one. In fact, I've fought against it in the past. On the afternoons with Josh and Ken, I was like, we don't need to do that. Every podcast does that. But now I've realized it's a missed opportunity, and you've come up with a wonderful idea here. Take it away. How are we going to do this Blather bracket?
Well, thank you so much. Yeah, everyone needs a bracket, Ken. And here is our bracket. The Blathering bracket is 4 regions, just like the NCAA tournament on both sides, minus the playing games. We've got 64 teams, so 64 scenes, and we have 4 regions. So what's going to happen is there is a Star Wars region, a Star Trek region, a Lord of the Rings region, and an MCU region. And what's going to happen is there are 16 teams in each region, and those scenes will duke it out tournament style, just like the after school sports is working out right now. And at the end, you will have a winner from each region, and they will face off in, we can't call it the Final Four because that's trademarked, but the last 4 of the Blathering bracket. And that'll decide the Blathering favorite scene from our favorite movie franchises.
All right, I love this. I just saw your email. I'm downloading the graphics. Might be too late. My bad.
No, that's all good.
You got graphics up.
I've got the graphics here, so I'll pull that up. And what I'm going to do here in just a moment, as we get started, is I'll share the link to the form.
Yes.
So that's how this is going to work, folks. So the way the teams and the scenes work, we're just going to talk about them here and introduce them to you. It's like we say, we try to keep a shred of democracy alive.
That's right.
On the show, right, Ken? Someone we are, if it has to be us, we will be the bastion of democracy in this country. So we give you all the chance to vote. And so I'll put I'm going to put the form in here right now. Boom, it's in the chat. Go there. You can spoil yourself and start going through the questions if you like. I'm going to say one thing. Okay. I made this easy for you guys and made it so you don't have to sign in with your Google form. So you can just click that and start going. No one wants to have to deal with red tape. Right. My ask is just be cool. Don't fill it out 13,000 times.
Just be cool, man.
If producer Steve has to lock it down, I will. But for now, we're going to make it easy for everybody in the sake of engagement. And I hope that you guys have fun. But just be cool. But anyway.
All right. So we're going to do this. And then when we get to it, let me make sure I get my other format ready. I got the form up right now. Looks really good here. The Blather bracket tournament. This is excited. It's even in the instructions. Please be respectful and only vote once per round. Have you been part of some office bracket pools, Steve, that have gone awry? Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I don't want to get into it. Yes. Money, respect, all of it.
And this is going week to week. So we are at the 64s right now. Next week, 32. Sweet 16, 8, 4. Got it.
Bingo.
All right. That's how it's going to work. A lot of fun here. So run through what we got. And I know when we get to Star Trek, we have a special Star Trek correspondent we're bringing in here.
Yes. So I'm going to do, just so you know, I'm going to do Star Wars first. Then we'll do Star Trek second.
Yeah, you
Lord
are.
of the Rings and Marvel. Okay.
Yeah, you are.
So that is the plan.
That's the plan.
Yeah, what we'll do is I'm just going to announce these quick so the podcast listeners can hear each one. If you want to talk about one, Ken, or really kind of get into the matchup, you just stop me, hit the brakes, and we'll break it down. All right?
Child,
sound good?
Things are gonna get brackety. All right.
I don't have any music beds this week. I'm sorry.
That's probably better.
It was very good.
We don't want
we
me
can't
to-
do
we-
it too much, or else then you'll really get demonetized.
We don't want me to do that again. Okay.
All right, here we go, folks. The Blathering bracket. This is the very first matchup in the Star Wars region.
All right.
The number one seed in Star Wars, Binary Sunset, A New Hope. The number 16 seed, I don't know why it says number 2. It's the number 16 seed, Wilro Hood runs with the Ice Cream Maker from The Empire Strikes Back. And in the other matchup, the 8-9 matchup, the Death Star Trench Run, and the number 9 seed is Snoke's Throne Rune from The Last Jedi.
All right, so you're taking a all-time classic with that Trench Run versus a new classic. It's new Coke versus old Coke right here. I'm a big fan of The Last Jedi's Snoke Throne Room rock and roll fight there, but I know a lot of people that new stuff. Might challenge them here, and you're putting them up against a classic. I love that idea here. Do you think, though, there's a snowball chance in hell that Wilro Hood actually wins this matchup? Is this just a dream to be here?
That's the whole idea of the 16 seed, Ken, and in the spirit of the after school tournament. Only once in the men's game, and I'm not sure it's ever happened in the women's game, has a 16 seed beaten a 1 seed. So yeah, Wilro Hood he's just happy to be here, man.
Okay. Okay, cool. All right, we got those. So again, for those, if you're in chat, the form has been put up. I'm in it right now. I'm gonna put my vote in live because I'm allowed to vote. Okay. All right.
Boom, there it is in chat again.
Okay, cool. Next up.
On our 5-12 matchup, we have Luke versus Vader 2. I'm a Jedi like my father before me from Return of the Jedi. Versus Yoda versus Dooku in Attack of the Clones. Everyone remembers that first time Yoda ignited the lightsaber. And then the other matchup, we have number 4 seed, I Love You, I Know from Empire Strikes Back. And number 13, the Cantina Band from A New Hope.
This is good stuff. Okay. Oof, this is, here's the thing is, for me, all the favorites have won so far. But you've done a great job of making me go, but ooh,
There's going to be a few upsets. We got to think there's going to be a few upsets.
Forms, Vermont Mike is in. I bet Vermont Mike probably put a lot of money.
Guys, there's a lot of things in here. You guys blew through that.
I know Vermont Mike well. He put a lot of money down on this. He's in deep with this bookie.
All right, here we go. We're going to keep it moving.
Okay, keep it moving.
In the 6-11 matchup in Star Wars, do or do not, there is no try in The Empire Strikes Back. Number 11, the 11 seed, Anakin betrays Mace, Revenge of the Sith. And the other matchup, the number 3 seed, Duel of the Fates from Phantom Menace. And the 14 seed, The Legend of Darth Plagueis from Revenge of the Sith.
All I'm saying is that's my first upset so far. All right.
The 11 over 6?
No, 14 over 3.
Wow. It's a big one.
All right.
Okay.
All right, 2 more in this round. Then we'll go Star Trek.
We got 1 more in the Star Wars bracket, and that's it.
Oh, I'm showing.
This is 3 of 4. This is 3 of 4.
Hit me.
Number 7, Order 66, Revenge of the Sith. Against the number 10 seed, Anakin wins the pod race.
Okay.
The number 2 seed, Luke versus Vader in Cloud City, I Am Your Father. Against number 15, Hello There, from really any movie you want. Pick one.
Any movie. And for I know we talked about it last week, but if you're just jumping in here now, you're listening now. We took from the movies, the 10 or 11 or 12 theatrical releases, Star Wars, so TV show stuff, not in here just because it would make it too big. So, all right, cool. All right.
Thank you. And as we round out the Star Wars region, because I've already seen some stuff in chat, so I just want to address this really quickly. It is really hard to break these franchises down into 16 seeds, guys.
Right.
And so for the nature of the game, think of the top 4 to 6 seeds as like your big, obvious cliche. Mm-hmm. Everyone knows what those things are.
It's your Duke. It's your UCLA's. Yes, it's your USC's. Yes.
Right. Yeah. And the middle seeds are more of the pop culture-y. The fandom knows what those things are. And then the bottom seeds are memes, jokes, but they're still relevant to the fandom. Like, I think Plagueis is a good example there. Yes, it's important, but Plagueis is also kind of eclipsed its own lore within the fandom and become a thing outside of that on internet culture and all that kind of stuff. So
got it. No,
that's where the seeds are coming from. So it doesn't mean that the 15s or the 13s or the 14s are bad scenes. I don't want this. Sure. It's hard to rank these things, folks.
But welcome to the world of discussing pop culture on the internet,
of course,
where
absolutely.
You put one thing out there and suddenly you're gonna get death threats. All right. So that is Star Wars. My form is good on Star Wars, but now we're going to Star Trek. You said
Star Trek. It is time for Star Trek.
All right, which means we're welcoming back to the show our buddy Jared, the TIE Pilot. Jared helped put together the Star Trek bracket. Did you not, Jared?
I gave Steve some. He initially sent me out a nice list of 16, and I helped him with a few little suggestions and a clarification on one. But he do good work. He do good work.
He did good work. Okay.
Man, I'll be proud.
Yeah, and David, Shane said each movie isn't represented, but I understand, and obviously you couldn't do that with the MCU. Yeah, exactly. No, you guys are getting it. You guys are having fun. Here we go, says Vermont Mike. Here we go. All right, take me through the Star Trek, something that I am only passingly familiar with, which is why Jared is here. Jared, jump in if you have anything that you want to say. Go ahead, Producer Steve.
All right, thanks so much. Yeah, I'll take this away. Jared, if I want you to pronounce one of these or just announce one of them, I'll tell you. Here we go.
You got it, buddy.
The number 1 seed, Spock's death, Star Trek II, against the 16 seed, Old Spock, thrusters on full from the first, I think, J.J. Abrams Star Trek movie, correct, Jared?
Right. Yes.
The number 8 seed, Double Dumbass You, Star Trek The Voyager Home. Number 9, Data's Sacrifice, Star Trek Nemesis.
Fuck off, Data. 8 it is. All right. Yes. Okay.
Ready for the next?
Yeah. Jared.
I'm sorry. I'm trying not to just burst out laughing.
No, laugh.
Yes.
Laugh, and the world will hear you. Okay.
Number 5, the 5 seed, the Enterprise rises out of Titan from Star Trek Into Darkness against the 12 seed, Spock's Vulcan neck pinch on the Punk, Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home.
Look, I'm friends with Kirk Thatcher, who is the Punk in that scene. He still runs around this town doing great things. So, yes.
To quote Molly and Alex from Force Center, not Force Center, that's you, Ken.
That's me.
Star Wars Explained. Actually, the Enterprise rising out of Titan was the first one in 2009. Into Darkness was the sequel.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Look at that. Steve, you're fired. You're fired.
That's it.
Damn it. Well,
we love you.
Get out of my paycheck, Ken. All right. The number 4 seed, the first warp flight from Star. And to be fair, Jared, you were supposed to proofread these. Damn it. The 4 seed, first warp flight, Star Trek First Contact against the 13 seed, Scotty talking to the computer, Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home.
Hello, computer.
Hello. See, Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home. I saw that in the theater. That was the height of comedy for me. That was my favorite comedy of the 80s, I think, Star Trek 4. But I love First Contact.
Star Trek 4 is a GOAT of the Star Trek movies. You put respect on those whales.
Yeah, absolutely, man. But the first warp, I do love First Contact. I'm not decided. Where do you, Jared, without saying your vote, where do you go on these two, 4 and 13?
God. Well, 4's got the special place in my heart because that was my introduction to Trek as a wee lad. That's my mom's favorite Star Trek movie. So I remember watching that like 3-4 years old. So, you can't go against your first love sometimes.
Fair enough. Okay. All right. All right. I made my vote. I made my vote.
Ready?
Yep.
The 6th seed. All right, Jared, you do this one.
The Battle of the Mutara Nebula. It's your submarine fight in space in Wrath of Khan. They're inside a big old nebula and just.
Okay.
Khan. Yep, Khan is brilliant, but he doesn't think in 4D.
Okay.
Submarine in space.
Okay.
Basically, that's
What's the
how
difference
they.
between a submarine in space and a spaceship in space? Sorry, Ken. This is important.
It is important.
It's how they describe shooting the scene.
Okay.
It's
All right. Hey, if they
they
can hand wave it and they have an explanation, that's good. That's good for me. Thank you, Jared.
Oh, you bounce a particle proton beam off the main deflector dish. That's how you hand wave it.
Of course. I
okay.
can't believe I didn't.
Yeah.
All right. Of course.
All right.
Anyway,
all right.
the 11 seed. There be whales here. Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home. Jared sent me this scene. That was hilarious. Thank you for that.
Love that.
The 3 seed. The Enterprise self-destructs. Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock. Against the 14 seed. Kirk's What Does God Need with a Starship?
What does God
Star
need
Trek
with a
5.
starship? Okay.
The Final Frontier.
Okay. All right.
Here we go. This is the last Star Trek category.
Mm-hmm.
Number 7 seed, Assimilate This. Worf versus the Borg. This 10 seed, Kirk versus Jared. You do this one.
Kirk.
Okay,
Yeah, it's Klingon. Just the audio sounds.
Obviously. Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock. And then number 2, Khan. Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Khan. Against the 15 seed, the R2-D2 cameo from Star Trek.
How did that happen?
Yep. So in the 09 movie, when the Enterprise drops.
No. I know the cameo.
Oh, you do.
How did that happen? How did that get in here?
I told that one to him because come on.
Okay. Yeah, that's great.
that was hilarious.
Okay, I'm with you. I'm on board. Okay. All right, so that's Star Trek. That's Star Trek. Vermont Mike put in his votes there. Again, he is deep into his bookie. I just know it. All right, good stuff. I think everyone's happy with that. So Jared, thank you for helping that, and we'll lean on you for the Star Trek stuff as we go forward. All right.
You got it, buddy. Stay safe, guys.
All right, Jared, popping out there. Okay, now where are we going, Steve?
We're going to the Lord of the Rings category.
Ooh, okay, LOTR.
And again,
these are the Jackson films,
yes.
Right?
Yeah,
okay.
Just 3 Jackson films. I didn't do The Hobbit.
You didn't do The Hobbit? Oh,
no, didn't do The Hobbit.
Controversial decision here.
This was nailing them down to 16 seeds in the order we're talking about. It was just easier to do so.
Look, you have a job at a family. I don't want to take you away from those things, so I get it. No need to explain.
Anyway,
okay.
Well, we got to save something for next year, right? So
yes, absolutely.
Here we go.
Okay.
Starting in the Lord of the Rings category, assuming I hit the right button. Oh, nailed it. All right. The number 1 seed, The Ride of the Rohirrim, The Return of the King. Against the 16 seed, Legolas surfs down the stairs on a shield. The 2 chapters.
That's a great example of how this bracket really works well. That is Duke and Gonzaga before their first upset right there.
The number 8 seed, The Lighting of the Beacons, The Return of the King. Against the number 9 seed, The Council of Elrond from the Fellowship of the Ring.
The Beacons of Gondor. Okay, cool. Okay.
Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
The number 5 seed, I Can't Carry It For You, But I Can Carry You from Sam and The Return of the King. Against number 12, Gandalf heals Theoden in The Two Towers.
Love it. This is
next
great.
matchup. The number 4 seed, The Battle of Helm's Deep. Against the 13 seed, They Have a Cave Troll, Balin's Tomb from the Fellowship of the Ring.
2 good sequences. Okay.
In our third set of matchups, the number 6 seed, For Frodo, The Return of the King. Against the 11 seed, I Am No Man, The Return of the King.
Oh my. Okay. All right, that's my first upset. The I Am No Man got a near standing ovation from me and everyone when I first saw it at the Cinerama Dome. Like that was a moment. Okay. All right. Yeah, I agree with David Mackay there. I Am No Man is peak for me. All right, we got maybe our first upset for me in this round. All right.
And in the next matchup, the number 3 seed, You Bow to No One, Return of the King. Against the 14 seed, One Does Not Simply Walk into Mordor.
Ooh, look at you. You slipping in a meme, which is going to maybe put it in people's mind, but then you got the scene that I know makes so many people cry. You bow to no one. And then tears flow. Okay.
All right. And here we go. To round out the Lord of the Rings category, the number 7 seed, Boromir's Death from the Fellowship of the Ring. Against number 10 seed, There's Some Good in This World, Mr. Frodo, from the Two Towers.
Okay. These are tough. Excuse me. Svetnik says hardest time with the LO2R region. Yep, it is hard. Ooh, and Addie's going with the 10-seed upset on Boromir's Death. I am not, but it's a close one. This is close. Yeah, I could see. Yeah, The Hobbit would have been. I've come to appreciate the Hobbit films. So next year, but this is you did a great thing here, Steve.
And our last one in the Lord of the Rings matchup is the 2-seed You Shall Not Pass from the Fellowship of the Ring against the 15-seed Potatoes. Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew.
Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. That's got some legs. The taters, but it's going up against potatoes. But it's going up against the scene that pretty much each one of us have reenacted at some point in our lives. So okay.
The first round is a lot of chalk, which is the favorites for you bracket rookies out there. That's okay. It's okay to vote. Like I'm the dude who comes on and says everything on the show, right, Ken, about I like vanilla ice cream. I like potato chips. It's okay. I like Luke Skywalker. It's okay to like the boring plain thing sometimes. So sometimes, those scenes are just better.
Look, this week is cake. Next week, when we're down to 32, some tough cuts going on here. Okay.
Yep.
All right, rounding out, we got MCU. Thank you all to, we should add, who voted on these, what ended up being the final two categories to round out the bracket. This has been wonderful, and we thank you all for that. All right, MCU region.
Here we go. MCU region, yes. And again, just to echo what Ken said, thank you so much for the folks who contributed. We had a ton of people end up voting in for that. So that was awesome to see how many people contributed. So here we go. Beautiful. MCU, again, 16 seeds. We have the number 1 seed, I Am Iron Man from Iron Man, and the 16. Actually, no, that's supposed to be Iron Man from Endgame. Sorry, I have that wrong. That's my bad. And against the 16 seed T'Challa, we don't do that here from Infinity War.
Ooh, okay.
And then the 8-9, we have the Airport Face-Off from Civil War. And in the number 9 seed, we have Thor's Arrival to Wakanda and Avengers of Infinity War.
Okay, we're going. It's funny, even though I'm less involved emotionally with the MCU, there's some tough choices that even I'm having a tough time with.
On to the next matchup, we have the 5 seed, 5 years later. In Avengers, that's supposed to be Endgame. Wow, it's a good thing I don't get paid for this. And the 12 seed is the elevator fight from Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Great, and you're doing wonderful. Don't
worry, the form is accurate. So the voting stuff is actually all this fun and games on the
graphics. Yeah.
Fine. But the
898
we'll get that fixed.
Hey, checking in on the chat here. It's 8984M says elevator fight. Come on now. This is great. Chat just got livid. Look at this. I love this. I love a livid chat. All right. Let me make sure I filled up my bracket. Okay, cool. Next round.
Yes, and the next one here we have is the 4 seed is the Battle of New York, the Avengers, specifically really kind of that first Avengers twirl is what I was thinking there.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you got it. Against the 13 seed, Peter Goes to the Dance, Spider-Man Homecoming. So what I want you to think of there is when Peter gets in the car and you realize Vulture is the dad, and everyone kind of had that oh shit moment.
So, yeah, okay.
Alrighty, and let me know if someone put in chat if any of those form things are mislabeled. I'll fix that. But here we go. And the third category, or the third set of MCU questions, we have the 6 seed Thanos and Gamora get the Soul Stone in Avengers: Infinity War, and the 11 seed is actually I Am Iron Man from the OG Iron Man, not the I Am Iron Man from Endgame when Tony does the snap. This is the press conference. I Am
press
Iron
conference.
Man. And the next matchup is the number 3. That's the portal scene and the Avengers Assemble line from Avengers Endgame.
Okay.
And the 14 seed is I'm Mary Poppins, y'all, from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Okay. All right. Okay. We got big stuff here. Love it.
And in our last set of matchups in the MCU, we have the number 7 seed Killmonger's Death from Black Panther. And we have the 10 seed We Are Groot from the Guardians of the Galaxy. 2 very emotional goodbye scenes. Well, I guess Groot comes back, but anyway. And then in the number 2 seed, we have Thanos' snap from Avengers Infinity War. and the 15 seed Hulk Ragdoll's Loki in the event.
All right, come some favorites there. Mine, Killmonger is I've always said is my favorite villain in MCU. Love all this stuff here. The Thanos snap, iconic. Should have gone for the head. All that stuff. Love that. Okay, all right. I'm in here. I'm just double checking all my brackets. So if you're out there playing and you still haven't submitted, double check, and then I'm gonna submit. All right, I'm submitting. All right. Woo! We're in.
I just saw it tick over. Here we go.
Okay. Do you have some? Do we have any early favorites emerging? Any upsets? Anything you want to report on? Yeah,
I can give you some early. So pretty chalky on the first two, first 3, 4. Pretty chalky so far. Our first upset, it's not there yet. It's pretty close between. I don't want to sway any voting. You know what I mean? We don't want to go on there and say where stuff is, right? But we've got a few upsets brewing in the Star Wars region. The Lord of the Rings region has several more upsets. The Lord of the Rings region is much more split. The Star Wars region is much more chalky. The Star Trek region is turning out pretty chalky so far.
This is fantastic.
And then in the MCU, we've got a nice little split. So no, it's great to see. We've got a good amount of responses coming in already. So this is awesome. And here's what we'll do: we'll have the voting open through. What do you want to do? Like maybe like the Monday show or something like that? Because I try to do Saturdays.
No. We'll what works for you? Like I don't mind. Saturday we'll prop it up. Monday, we want to give you time to prepare. So maybe through Saturday, or through the weekend. By Monday show, we'll lock up this round and kind of
That's
look where we're going.
Okay. Monday we'll do kind of the prep for the Thursday show where we talk about the results of the. Okay. How about we do it through Monday show? We'll do it through Monday show.
Through Monday show. Okay.
Yeah. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is plenty of time for me to do that.
Love that. That. This is amazing. This is the first ever Blather bracket, which means there's more on the way. And now that we've unlocked this format, who knows? We might just toss up 16 seed brackets for other things as well. We might finally determine what's the best gas station sandwich. A lot of things on the way with this. Steve, you've done the Lord's work here. Absolutely done the Lord's work here.
Thank you so much. No, this was a ton of fun. I hope everyone watching is having fun. That's the whole joy in it, is getting everybody involved and seeing everybody fighting for their seeds. And who knows, maybe we'll. I'm cooking up some ideas for towards the end here to get the last 8 and the last 4.
Oh yeah,
some bells and whistles for that. We'll see.
Yeah, and as I look to do, the Clip Club. If you're just joining, top of the show, I talked about the Clip Club, meaning helping me pick out clips and stuff, since I sometimes lack the ability and mindset to do it. There you go. Old man Lax says this: just vote for whichever scene is best. Yeah, whichever one you think is best. This is very personal. No wrong answers here. So old man Lax, just get in there and vote for what your heart tells you to do. Is on that one there. Wonderful, Steve. You've really done well. Any final thoughts on this opening 64?
No, I'm just so happy we're here. This was a ton of fun to make. Like I said, thank you everyone for participating. If you don't like the seed, vote against it. That's pop culture on the internet, just like you said, but we're happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you giving me all this time to do these silly things and do all this. It's been awesome. And yeah, I'm looking forward to see how this goes around. And, thanks so much.
It's gonna go. Thank you, producer Steve. We'll see you on Saturday.
All right. Take care. Thanks, Ken.
All right. There you go. Let's do that. Wonderful. This is fun. I've been, I've like I said, I've been resistant against this kind of thing in the past. Not for it's a lot to put together. And producer Steve should be. I don't think we should call people heroes easily. There's a lot of heroes out there in the world. Luigi Mangione, producer Steve, kind of it. All right, right. That's all I think. David McKay says there's some wrong answers in there. Oh, David. All right. We have had a full show. We've had the Blather bracket. We've had 60 seconds of science. We crowned a new Neptune and AI correspondent. I've been getting texts all night. The Dodgers have a lead. Let me check my fantasy baseball team here. Got my first home run of the season, Teoscar Hernandez. First save of the season, Ryan Helsley. Got some stolen bases in Japan from John Birdie, so that's taken care of. All right. Looking good so far. Not a great first day for my team, but not looking bad. What 898 for him says don't jinx us. Let me check the live scores here. I don't want to don't want to get in trouble with the commissioner of baseball here, but where's the Dodgers score? Oh, wow. Tigers are, where's Lauren Romo when you need her? The Tigers are pushing you there. Okay. All right. Oh, and Shohei did go deep again. Okay, look at that. We are almost done with the show, but we're not done by a long shot. That is because earlier this week, we had a special member of the Blathering community celebrate a birthday. And I don't know. I think I did it wrong when I had him on the show the other day. So let's bring him back in. Let me make sure I fix my overlays here. Kingsport Cal is here. Did you have a good birthday, buddy?
Yes, I did, kid. I did. Nothing special.
Nothing special? Okay, that's good. I thought you were going to say something worse, but...
No, I'm a simple man.
What's that?
I said I'm a simple man, kid.
You're a simple man, but you're also complicated, and that's what I love you for. Now, I received a message on my social media site called Facebook. I received a direct message from you, Calvin, that basically threatened me. It said, get your alcohol down off the shelf. I want a birthday shot. So, Cal, as I've been telling you all night, I've done that. I've got some Mr. Cliff's premium bourbon whiskey right here. Okay?
Okay.
Is this to your liking?
I guess, man. Whatever you want, man. Dude, I got some cheap ass Gilby's gin. Gilby's gin.
Did you get that at Big Lots? Where'd you get that?
No, actually I got this at my buddy Jimmy's liquor store in a place called Rogersville, Tennessee.
Okay, I love that. Love your friend Jimmy for being a proprietor.
Yeah. I used to work with Jimmy at a restaurant a long time ago. He was a waiter, and I was, of course, a cook. And it turns out one day, years later, I go to a liquor store, and that's Jimmy, and he's like, "Yeah, I own this." But anyway,
look at that. It's amazing. All right, I'm getting this top off. I don't know if you agree with this, Cal. You just got to go for the top and twist slowly until it pops. Right.
I guess, man. Had you ever opened a bottle of liquor before?
Oh, we're talking about a bottle. Okay. All right. There was that nice sound. All right. So I'm going to pour that.
Nice. Oh, you got fancy stuff. Kid.
Oh, I got fancy. I got a little shot glass here. All right. Is that good enough? Glass. Is that good enough for you, cowboy? All right.
Let's do a standard pour. See, look, you got almost exact same shot glasses I got.
But what's standard pour? What? Okay. First of all right.
Well, you got to go to the brim. Well, not all the way to the brim. I'd say, what two fingers are. You know what I call two fingers?
Two fingers. Two fingers.
Two fingers. There you go.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Well, mine's a little bit more than two fingers, but okay. Whatever.
All right. Ready? Cal, hold on. Don't take your shot yet. Actually, Cal, can I bring you up on camera? Do you not want to be on camera?
Sure. Only for this.
It's your goddamn birthday. Okay, look at that. Kingsport Cal, my friend. Okay, all right. Look, hold on.
What?
Cheers to you. You have been a supporter of mine for over 10 years. You bring life to my shows and to all my broadcasts from here into the past, into the future. I appreciate you, buddy. And here's to you.
All right, Ken. There you go. Woo! Take me off camera, motherfucker.
Cheers to Cal. Beautiful. Cheers, mate, from Vermont Mike. You were the voice of the people, said Steve. You rock, says Box Office Jack. That's some good bourbon.
That was pretty good. I'm used to mine. I don't know how you are about yours. I'm used to mine. Mine's good.
I haven't had a lot to drink in the last few months. I just been so down and out that I was like, the last thing I need to introduce to my life is alcohol on a regular basis. Woo, that is hitting me. That's That's good. See, Hal, I called you Hal. It hit me so deep. I called you Hal.
Hal Rudnick.
Hal Rudnick, come in here, Cal. I appreciate you, buddy. I really do. Everyone has a lot of fun with you. I have a lot of fun with you, but it wouldn't be the show without you. Okay.
I appreciate you, Ken, and tolerating my foolishness. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I mean. It's all fun. You know.
Yeah, there's no foolishness. Just every once in a while, you'll say something that if I answered it, I'd probably be in trouble.
Oh no, I don't mean that. I just mean my foolishness in general. But you know, man, you know.
I know.
It's simple.
Okay. All right.
But Ken, this is great.
All right. Hit me. LQ pointed out that you suddenly turned shy. That was amazing.
Yeah. It's like a deer in headlights. You can't put me on camera, Ken. But I do have a quick rundown because that was a whole lot. That was a lot, but not a whole lot.
There's a lot. Yeah. It was a full show.
Jared came on. He did his Game of Thrones deal, of course. Then Addie was talking about space and something about it's all about the microbes. I don't know what that is. But it was interesting. It turns out Jared loves space as well.
He does.
And then Brady, speaking of space, the appointed whatever you appointed him as,
our Neptune expert. Yeah, and our AI correspondent. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and the AI as well. The Neptune and his little joke about Uranus, which timed perfectly with Big Lou. He was talking about it was so timed perfectly. I almost don't believe Brady did not do that by mistake.
Let me tell you something, Cal. I don't believe Brady either. I think he saw that in chat and thought this is finally my opportunity to get a Uranus joke in there. I think he's been waiting for that for a couple of years, quite frankly.
It came through, and then Steve, of course, the big show,
Blather
bracket. People loved it. But when the MCU came up, Jesus Christ, people lost their minds. But yeah, I mean, what do you expect? But anyway, that's my little rundown. And then of course I'm here. I'm talking to you right now. But
and then
I do what?
No, I got one finger of whiskey left for you here. Okay.
Oh, you want to take another shot? I'll take another shot. You want to take Wait a minute.
I did it already. Sorry.
You son of a bitch. All right. Anyway, but I do have a question.
Yeah. What's your question?
Hold on, man.
Caller, what's your question?
Let me take this shot, Ken.
Okay, take that shot. All right.
Ooh, that's good poison. Let's see. My question is, because I seen this the other day. I was at my local food city.
Okay.
But anyway, it's a grocery store. But
Okay,
anyway,
that's good. Okay.
Do you use the self checkout or do you go through the line?
Well, if it's a grocery store, and I've got like a cart full, I'm going through the line. I want a professional. I want a professional that's gonna stock the bags. I might help them, but I'll just get in the way. But anything like 20 items or less at like a Target or a big box store, I'll go self checkout.
All right, that's an interesting choice. What
do you do?
You gonna ask me what I do? I was about to tell you, but no, I never. I don't think I've ever used a self checkout. I've watched other people do it, but I've never used one because I like human interaction. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. I grew up when you go buy shit, you go and you pay for it, and you talk to somebody.
You talk to people.
You know what I'm saying?
You talk to Mert down at the local. You know,
or whoever.
Hey Mert, how you doing? Yeah, I got you. I feel you.
But you know, I mean, I think that when they introduced those things and they became more widespread or what have you, I was like, man, they're taking out human interaction, taking out more social stuff. People learn shit from going to the store and buying shit. You see what I'm saying? They learn social interaction.
I do. I do see what you're saying, and I actually agree with you. I think there's sometimes it's a convenience thing, but then it was used, and we saw a lot of stores switched to self checkout, and then they saw that it wasn't actually working for them, and that the money they were saving, or they thought they were saving with employees, was not actually true because you still need people there. Because quite frankly, let's be honest, not a lot of people know how to do self-checkout. I think 20 years on, people are better. But in the early days of self-checkout, it was insane watching people try to figure out how to bag their own groceries. But I agree with you, Cal. This is, you and I are in agreement. I enjoy a good interaction. I enjoy a, hey, how are you? You know?
Yeah, and they do lose some money because there's theft involved with the self-checkouts.
Yeah.
And, and you have to have people watching that. So you still have the same employees.
A lot of theft. You're absolutely right. Now, this is an interesting take here. Laserbolt of Laserbolt videos. You all should subscribe and watch Laserbolt's videos, as we did last week on our show. I like the self-checkout, so I don't have to interact with anyone. I know Laserbolt is not alone, but look, let me tell you something. I wouldn't expect it any other way from the Forest Meats guy, okay? This is a guy who goes camping and does not see a human for 14 days. I respect Laserbolt and his self-checkout wishes.
Well, Laserbolt does bring up a very interesting point. That's an interesting point. I mean, and it's a valid point. But, that's another thing, too, about people who are like, let's say somebody who's depressed. And they're like, okay, I got to go get some groceries. I got to eat, right? That social interaction, even though they don't want to talk to anybody, that social interaction might turn them around a little bit. Somebody be nice to you. Like, oh, did you find everything okay? How you doing? That could turn you around just a little bit. You know what I mean?
I really agree with you. And Vermont Mike says, I hate the jerks that have a full cart at the self-checkout. I agree with that. I think there's a limit to it. I agree with that. And then Brandon Hanna, who will be back on the show Saturday, says, my social battery is not built for such interactions. Well, here's what I'm going to do. Brandon Hanna and I are going to go shopping one day. I'm going to take him shopping, and we're going to go talk to every goddamn clerk in the store. And I'm going to get you excited about those social interactions, Brandon. All right? All right? Tell Sabrina you and I will be gone for a full day. We're going to go to every store in town. All right.
Hey, I'll tell you, one of my favorite things is when I can't find anything in the store and I find somebody stalking or not stalking or something like that, or just walking around. They got a vest on or what have you, a shirt. And I'm like, hey, where's the super glue? You know what I mean? Like, and they're like, oh, it's over here.
Super glue.
Like, how, anything. I just use super glue as an example. But what I'm saying
can I ask why you went to super glue first?
Because super glue was one of the last items that I had to do that with. I couldn't find.
Okay. That's fine.
You must get into the realms of my mind.
Yeah, I don't want to get into the realms of your mind, Cal. That might require another whiskey shot, but it's a very specific reference, and I understand. I asked, you answered. Okay. Old man Lack checks in here, says I get anxiety checking out myself, thinking I'll break it somehow. I understand that too. There was yes, I had an issue the other day at a store where I was like, I did it wrong. I couldn't. And you feel stupid. So old man Lack,
in front of everybody, kid. In front of everybody.
You know what I did the other day, Cal? This is where my mind is and everything going on. I've never done this in my life. I went to the store. It was at self-checkout. Check, beep, beep, beep. Loaded my 2 bags up. Reached for my wallet. I had forgotten my wallet. Couldn't. Shit. So you know what I had to do? I had to call over some guy, say, hey, I'm an idiot. I live 5 minutes away. And they were so nice. They stored the stuff in a little freezer behind the counter, and I went and got my wallet. But I was pretty embarrassed. Cal.
Hey, that shows you that's good store. They went above and beyond.
That's good store. That's good store.
They catered to you, Ken.
Yeah. Yep. To you. PJ Campbell is here. I do know, Cal. I do know what you're saying. PJ Campbell's here. Wait, is that a kind of like, look at that guy? Yeah, everyone, give PJ a follow and watch him and PLD doing their middle-aged man movie review show now. They've bumped up the age bracket. Love you, PJ. Cal, we're rounding out the show. I've realized the whiskey has really started to hit me, and I don't want to.
Good.
I don't mind being drunk on the internet. That's actually how some people remember me. Brad Pitt and his age and whatnot, but I'm worried that sometimes you might ask me questions and the answer can't always be a Dria Arjona. So I'm afraid of being on the air with you while I'm drinking.
Well, that's fair. What I want you to do, Ken, the birthday present from you is to take that energy and go talk to Grace. You know what I mean?
Okay. Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'll just say that.
All right. Okay.
Like that.
Yeah.
But anyway,
yeah.
you
8984M says Ken's got that flush right. Yeah, I feel hot. I feel as though I'm burning up inside. So all right, Kingsport Cal.
You got all your. I'm not going to say it, but all the people of your color get that little red going on in there.
It's our little gin blossom nose. It's our little flush, our little Santa Claus cheeks. Yes, absolutely. All right.
Anyway, I'll let you close out the show. Do not end this show with me talking like you always do. So I'm going to get off here.
All right. Goodbye, Cal. Goodbye. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to Kingsport Cal. He's off. Yeah. Wee. All right. Guys, this was a fun show. We'll be back Saturday night, 4 p.m. Pacific. The Blather Brack will continue. Again, really big thanks to producer Steve for putting that together. Home run. Absolute home run. We'll do more of those. So there you go. We'll be back. Support on Patreon if you want. Help the show grow. Get that Pop Rocket Radio. Thank you to those who left super chats today. I don't think I left any questions out there. Jambi, Brienne Hound, Brian Jackson, Mr. McClunky, thank you. And Otani from Brady. Thank you for that super chat. There you go, everybody. A lot of fun. Go watch Laserbolt videos. And let's make him launch that Forest Meats channel, or at least the Forest Meats series. All right, you guys are the best. I think I'm going to go drink some more. Bye.